Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Healthy Happy Hours brought to you by Quality Foods in downtown Toccoa. We're just in there today. Good to see everybody there and what was going on. And we are doing something today. Check these out. These are red velvet cookies. And they're so easy to make. I'm going to show you the easy recipe to do it. And quite honestly, any kind of cake mix that you want to buy, and Duncan Hines is the best. Betty Crocker, they just don't work as well. Get the Duncan Hines, and we're going to do it with cake mix. This is so easy. Not really on the healthy side of things. It's more on the happy
sugary
side of things.
Yes.
It's the happy hour, not the healthy hour today. But hey, it's the
for
holidays.
Christmas.
It's Christmas,
That's
so
right.
we're going to do something a little different. And I had somebody yesterday ask me, they said, have you eaten one? And no, I haven't. I've made batches for tons of people. And let me cut off my timer. I have not eaten one, and so I have.
But you don't like sweets, so
I don't like sweets. So there you are. So anyway, coming out right now, these are some that I started just a few minutes ago, and you notice I did these strawberry, and they've been in the oven 10 minutes, and so if you want to do a mass production of these, that's what I did the other day when I made 10 boxes of red velvet cookies. Then what you do is take them out of the oven, and while those are cooling, we'll start our next batch. Now, to start the batch, I have found that this is the best process. It takes a half a cup of oil. My oil dripper's a little slow, but it takes a half a cup of oil. And I found if you do it in this particular order, it works much better. So a half a cup of oil goes in. 2 eggs. Hope I don't get shell in there. I didn't get any shell in there.
Good.
Deal. Here's the other secret to it. Either Lily or Ghirardelli chocolate chips, white chocolate chips. These are vanilla flavored chips. And the recipe actually called for 8 ounces. These bags, the Lilies come 12 ounces. The Ghirardelli come 11 ounces. So I just figured half a bag. Just make it very easy.
Ashley's watching.
Hey, Ashley. Hope you're having a Merry Christmas. Happy birthday to Larry. Now, you take your
red velvet
cake, and what I usually do is break these yolks up and just mix that around a little bit. I found it's easier to do this because you've got liquid at the bottom rather than having the cake mix with all this poured on top of it. And believe me, it was trial and error to figure that out. A whole lot of error and a little bit of trial. So you put that in there. And you just start mixing it up. Now again, we're doing the red velvet again, just like the one I showed you at the beginning. And but I did the strawberry over here, and I'll be taking them off and putting them on a cooling rack in a minute. So I figure it takes about 3 minutes for me to do this mixture, and the directions tell you to leave those on the pans for 3 minutes before you transfer them to the cooking rack, cooling rack.
Otherwise, your spatula messes them up.
Yeah, so it's just perfect timing to get your next batch ready to go. So that's what we're doing here. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. I tell you what, we have had the best time, and we're not doing anything big this year, but we have had the best time with the little things that we've done and the little bit of shopping and planning that we've done. And as always, you get excited right about Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve and say, ooh, we need to give somebody else this, or we need to give somebody that. And so that last minute bit of shopping has kind of become fun. We're just talking about what we got to go buy tomorrow. Finish up our Christmas shopping. If you've been to Walmart or Quality Foods or any place around like that, you know it has just been mayhem at those places.
Kathy Carroll's watching.
Hey, Kathy. I'm glad to have you tuning in today. All right, so these have sat for about 3 minutes. So it's time now to transfer those, and I found if I just grab that parchment paper, I can get under them and transfer them to the cooling rack. And they're hard enough that they will set up on the cooling rack without a problem. And the pan is cool enough I can actually touch the pan. Now I use parchment paper, and I used the other day, like I said, I made 10 boxes of cookies, 10 cake boxes, which made about 13 or 14 boxes for us to give away.
Jerry King is watching.
Hey Jerry, man, haven't had you tuning in. Good to hear from you today. I use that same parchment paper over and over and over again. My daughter had a bakery, and we used to use parchment paper until we just couldn't use it anymore. And so it works out well to do that. I'm going to slide that one over, and then I can take these And again, it helps if you can just hold that paper down and put these on this other little cooling rack that I have. Now they need to stay on the cooling rack for about 10 minutes. Then you can transfer them. I have some silicone pads over on the buffet, and I'll transfer them over there. And of course, let them cool completely before you pack them up to give them out. I'm going to show you a little something here in a minute. Leave room for this last one because it's time now to get our next group going. So I'll show you what I do. I'm using a medium ice cream scoop, and I don't fill it all the way full because it seems to make good sized cookies. If I fill it full, it makes a huge cookie. So what I do is take about 3/4, 2/3 to 3/4, and I put it in a ball. Now we're not going to leave it in a ball, but if you leave it in a ball, it comes out as a very thick, chewy cookie. We want them to be thick, but not too thick, and we want them to be stiff. So I'll show you what I do to that. Now, these obviously are various sizes, just like your cookies are going to be. You know, that's one of the things about giving homemade cookies away. They don't look like store-bought cookies. They're very obvious that you made them. And so
Lebo's watching.
even though, hey, Lebo, man, even though you're using, by the way, Lebo, I saw where you mentioned the picture guy. I don't know how to get in touch with Joe Klein. I do remember him, and I've talked with him a number of times, and I assume he's still around, but I don't know how to get in touch with him. I saw your comment on that. Anyway, you put these on there, and then in just a second, we're going to lower them down so that they make smaller cookies, and I'll show you an easy way to do that. Oh, that one's going to be a little too big. Let me get some of that out of there. So you just keep on going till you get to the end, and when you get to the end, you hope you have enough for a decent-sized cookie. You may have a little mini cookie. Debbie always likes those mini cookies. She says there's no calories in those, so she likes to eat those. So how many of these have you eaten so far?
I haven't had any strawberries. I've had maybe
this
two.
Is the first batch of strawberries I've ever
Two
had,
of the red velvets.
Okay, all right. Now here's the secret to it. You take a spoon just with cold water, and you just smooth it out a little bit, and you redo the spoon every time, or it'll stick. So just dip your spoon back in the water. And I found one thing: if I get them too close on the pan, like if I want to move this one, I can start spreading it that way. So it gives me an opportunity to kind of round it out and work on it a little bit, as well as just flattening it out. So I can make it more cookie-like, give it an idea of how I want it to actually finish up. So I'll finish this, and we'll put them in the oven. And it depends on your oven. Directions for any of these cakes say 9 to 11 minutes. Ours works perfectly right at 10 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer at 10 minutes, just like I did for the strawberry cookies. And we will be ready to roll.
Sarah King is watching.
Sarah, hey, I hope you're having a great Christmas this year. So these go in the oven. And I'll set my timer on 10 minutes. Let me do that right quick before I forget anything else. And here's what you wind up with. Beautiful red velvet cookies. Everybody, we took some to a family reunion, and they said best cookies they'd ever had. I couldn't believe folks were commenting on those cookies with all that other food there, but they said that. Now these little tins, we bought out just about every Dollar General there is around, so you may have to go somewhere else to look. But they're marked $5, but they're half off. So they're $2.50 at Dollar General. Some say Merry Christmas. Some say Welcome to the North Pole. But that's what's available for you at Dollar General. They make
8 to 10 the cookies.
Yeah, they'll hold 8. It depends on the size.
Yeah.
But, it depends on how you stack them and how big they are. But 8 to 10 cookies will go in there. Makes a great Christmas gift. What?
Get your other ones. Let's put the strawberries.
Oh, you want to show put the cookies in? Well, I can't put them in there. They're not ready yet.
They're not ready?
No, they got to sit.
All right, how long do they sit?
And I put a little piece of wax paper underneath that so they don't sit right on the bottom. These need to sit here for about 10 more minutes. Then they'll be transferred over to the silicone pads that I have over on the buffet, and they'll sit there till they get really cool. I don't want to put them in these boxes while there's any chance that they'll
stick together
or deform. I want them to be good and cold. So we'll let them sit out about 20 minutes after they transfer over there. So in about 30 minutes, they'll be ready to pack up and take to folks. So that's it. So simple, and it's just using cake mix. Couple of tips. Make sure you use Duncan Hines mix. Don't go for the Betty Crocker. They don't turn out as well. Make sure that you do cold water with your spoon when you put the water on to flatten them out. And mix your egg, your oil, and your chips first. Makes it much easier to mix up your batter and get it ready to go. That's it. Merry Christmas, everybody. I'll send you the recipe. I found out a way to find out who likes it. So if you like it, I can send you the recipe. Bye, everybody, and Merry Christmas from Debbie and me.